Hello, Crafty Peeps. Okay, I have to say, I love it when I have the time to sit down and look at other crafters' videos and comment on them and see how wonderful they are. And when I find one, a crafter that I've come across in my research and everything that absolutely just blows my mind with the creativity that she has, one, I will do one of my takes on her project and also talk to you about her, so where you can follow her and be a follower and a fan of her work as well. The lady I'm talking about is named Scrappin' Happy XO. She's on YouTube, and she did, on December the 28th, she did some absolutely stunning, beautiful crowns that she made out of toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, and this is a Christmas paper roll that I kept from this holiday. And these crowns are absolutely stunning. The video that she has is called New Year's Eve Party Crowns. It's an easy DIY tutorial. So what I'm going to do in my video is do my take on her tutorial idea and show you the way I would make a crown using her concepts and her suggestions and everything. And I really encourage you to follow her channel on YouTube, because she has got some beautiful projects. And again, her name is Scrappin', SCRAPPIN space Happy XO, all one word, and she's on on YouTube, and I will put a link to her channel in the description box down below. But you will not be disappointed with her types of projects. Absolutely stunning. So I'm going to make a crown here, and I'm going to use this paper roll from my crafting paper. Now, I am doing this, I've never made one, so I figured I would go ahead and videotape me trying to accomplish this. So, the first thing you want to do is determine, I guess, how tall you want your crown. And I want a big crown, so I am going to do mine 7 inches. That will give me a ½ inch to be able to glue the crown spokes. So I'm going to mark this at 7 inches. Okay. Someone revving up their motor out there. Okay. I'm going to go on around and mark it at 7 inches. This is just a good guideline so that you have good, your exact placement. This is optional if you want to go ahead and mark it all the way around. There we go. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right up to that area, and then I'm going to cut around. Okay. There we go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to lay this out flat, and I'm going to make 4, I call them spokes, but this is 4.5 inches wide. So I'm going to make 4 1/2 inch. There's a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So you're going to have a piece that is 7 inches long and a 1/2 inch wide. Okay? So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to mark. Let's see what. Yeah. I'm going to mark the 1/2 inch. I extra measure because when it comes to stuff like this, I have never been one good with rulers. My husband, you know, he's my ruler guru, and I have to come to him sometimes and say, honey, where does the 3/16 or the you know, stuff like that. So I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. Okay, so right here. Yep, and I ripped my nail off yesterday. My nail bed got ripped right there. Oh my god, it is so sore. I love my nails, I love my manicures, but not when they get snagged like they did. So I'm working with the nail right now. It's not there. Okay, so now we have 7 inches long and a 1/2 inch, so we need 4. Okay. All right. Let me get my cutter here. Where was it? Okay. And you're just going to line up your marks. That's 1. That's 2. Ugh, my blade is dull, ladies. I don't know about y'all, but I know I'm not the only one. Like, we put our tools through like ultimate torture because one, they cost so much, and you're like, I'm going to use this sucker till it cannot be used, till it's on its last leg, screaming to be, you know, put down. But that's me. Okay, so now. Okay, so I have 4 7 by 1/2 inch strips like that. Okay. All right. Hang on. Making sure my video is recording. Okay. So now we're going to make the base and then the top. So now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can take the remaining tube that you have and go ahead and curl it back up to make a smaller curvature of that, or you can go back and we're going to measure, which is going to be easier. We're going to cut another piece. And we're going to do it at 3 inches. Okay. So we're going to cut another piece at 3 inches. Make sure we get that right. Okay. One more should do it. There we go, 3 inches. Okay, this is the second piece we're going to cut. Again, you're going to cut up to the line. And see, one of these Christmas wrapping holders will make a lot of these. So basically, you only need 10 inches of tubing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean up my edges a little bit better. And I'm going to keep the curvature because it's going to make my base and the top of my crown. Okay? Just clean up your edges. Alright, so now what you've got to determine is how wide you want your base. And I want my base about 1.5 inches wide. Let me get my marker here. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. Ooh. It'll get away from you. Okay. 1.5. Go ahead and make that mark across there, like so. Alright. And now we're going to trim right down that line. So, this is my base of the crown. Okay? Alright. Make sure. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to trim this second one down because I want it, of course it's going to be a smaller, tighter hole, but I do want it a lot thinner than 1.5 inches. So I'm going to mark it at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's where you want it. 3/4. Okay, you're going to take your ruler. Make sure you get everything lined up. Draw that line right there. There we go. So now I have my base for the top, and you want it significantly smaller than your bottom one. Okay, so this is the bottom of the crown, and this is going to be the top of the crown. Okay. Alright, so before I glue these, I'm going to take my silver acrylic dauber and a little bag here, and I'm just going to paint all the sides, front and back, with my ink dauber, like so. You're just going to do this, and you might have to do it a couple of coats on each one to get a really good coat on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this, and then I will pop back in and we will assemble and decorate our crown. Okay? So, but yeah, you're going to use silver paint. See, and now you're going to do that on the other side as well. So I'll be back in a few moments. Okay, ladies, I have painted the strips. Remember, they're 7 inches by 1/2 inch. This is the full width of the paper roll by 2 inches, and then this is 1 inch for the top. Okay, on the bottom base, I've went ahead and glued the base here to the side. Now, when looking at this, yeah, oh no, I might keep it, I think I might cut it down just a little bit more. I think I'm going, instead of keeping it at 2 inches, the more I looked at this piece, after I glued it, which is normally what happens when you're a crafter, yeah, this is 1.5 inches. I think I'm going to do it at 1 inch. So I am going to take a 1/2 inch off. I'm going to go ahead and go around, take a 1/2 inch off. Because the more I looked at it, you know, I was like, it might be just a little too tall. So I'm just going to snip right there. And this is, you know, like if you've already glued it. And you're just going to take a 1/2 inch off all the way around. Like that. There we go. And just clean up your edges. Like so. There we go. Looks good to me. I'm going to trim off just a little bit more here. There we go. So now when it sets, yes. So, make the bottom piece a 1 inch before you continue with your crown. I'm just sitting here cleaning up the edges. They're a little bit off. There we go. Oh, need to do that one right there. Got to make it look good. Okay, cool. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make this one smaller than the than this one. So if this circle is 1.5 inches in diameter, you're going to make this one 1 inch in diameter. So when you put it, it's going to be a 1/2 inch smaller. So when you put it together like that, just measure it. It's exactly 1 inch. Okay? Make it a little bit. I'm always measuring. Yep, 1 inch. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get your hot glue and you're going to glue that there. And you're going to glue that down right there. Now this is my tutorial on this crown. I'm sure that it can be modified, but this is the way I would do it. So, but the choice is yours, and you, again, please visit Scrappin' Happy XO's YouTube page. She has a lot of beautiful projects. A lot of beautiful ones. Okay. Now, we have the bottom of the crown and we have the top of the crown. Now, we're going to take our strips, and if you want to be precise on everything, we're going to measure a 1/2 inch on each side. Okay? What just fell? Something just fell. I think it was my ruler. Oh. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, where did it go? Okay. So, we're going to measure. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it 1/4 of an inch. Okay? So you're going to measure 1/4 of an inch on each side. And this is where you're going to glue. Okay? So you're going to do it on the top side. Okay? You're going to do it on the other side, and you're going to measure each one at 1/4 of an inch. Okay? So let me do this. 1/4. I hope all of you are having a fabulous New Year's Day. These little crowns, I think, would be darling to create and place in your shabby chic decor. Surely they would be beautiful as Scrappin' Happy XO did hers. She put them on headbands so that you can wear them, which is absolutely a fabulous idea. And also, you know, the bigger you want them is all determined on how big you make your pieces. Okay, so now we have 1/4 of an inch on each side. Now, this is the front side, and you'll know. So I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to bend, add some curvature to the piece, like that. Okay, and you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, this project takes a lot of measuring, but I think once you take the time to do that, it will turn out stunning. Okay, so this is the front side. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start right here at the back, and we're going to glue right up to that line. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and you're going to glue right up to that 1/4 inch line that you made there. Okay. Alright. My base is still a little wonky. There we go. Alright. Now what we're going to do, we're going to glue the second one right across from the first one, and you're going to glue right to that line and make sure your things are even. I want to make sure you're seeing this. Yeah, make sure they're even. Okay. Alright, you're going to glue. Then you're going to turn to this side, and you're going to glue this one. Let me get some glue in there. There we go. You're going to glue that one. Please be careful when you glue. My fingers have taken the beating with hot glue. Okay, and now you're going to glue right across from that one, and make sure you have them even as well, like that. Okay. glue right to that line. Alright, there we go. Now we have our 4 spokes for the crown. Now our next step is going to be, we're going to bend and glue them like this. So you're going to curve your strip here, okay, and you're going to glue. I'm going to suggest, like, if you have a little piece like that, just glue it down. Now this is going to determine how high and how bulky you want your crown. Now, if you want a real bulky crown, like a real pretty one, I would suggest bending it, which is what I'm going to do. I want my crown to kind of bow out like this. So that tells me that I need to glue. Let's see. Might have to cut it down some. Again, this is me trying this. So it's all going to depend on how bulky you want your crown to be, is how long you're going to keep this and glue in here. So as you see, I'm about 1/4 of an inch past what we measured, because I wanted my crown that bulky. So that's why I let you cut it at about 7 inches, so that you could play around and have enough room to play around with this. So, and then all you're simply going to do is just snip that off right there. Okay? So now you're going to do the one right across, like that. Make sure your loops are even. Make sure you get it even as you can. Like so. Okay, that looks even. This is the little tedious part. Okay. Okay, just glue it in there like that. Awesome. See? Now you can just bend and get them placed like that. See, now that's the start. You can see there. You're going to snip this part off. So whenever you are trying a project, I always I'll cut something a little bit longer than what I first initially, decided I wanted, so that I have placed, so I can do what I've just done. I can place the crown the way I wanted. So now you're going to just do the next ones like this, and you're going to keep the crown even as you can, like that, with about 1/4 of an inch showing at the bottom. You're going to glue it in there. There you go. Alright, then you're just going to snip that off. There we go. And now we've got one more we're going to do. Again, just kind of curve. There we go. Make sure you have it even like that. And now I'm just going to glue it down. And snip off any excess you have there. Alright. I'm going to glue that down just a little bit better. Go back through and make sure you have all of your spokes of the crown glued down. Okay. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, now it's time to decorate. Now, Scrappin' Happy, she used bling mesh on hers, but let me see. Yeah, I have some bling mesh as well. Use the back side of this because I am going to add some of my bling on there. Okay, so all you're going to do is just glue that on there, and I'm going to find the strip, and I'm using the back side of the bling mesh like that. There we go. Alright, now you're just going to snip off the excess. Gorgeous. Okay, now she put bling mesh around here, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to measure, I'm going to trim this up just a little bit. One thing I don't like about bling mesh is all those little pokey ends that you get. Alright, start at that end. Okay. And we're going to wrap it on around. Okay. Oop. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally have to try it. And this is my very first take on it. So you were seeing it how my very first try on this. So again, this is how I would do it, but I'm sure you can, you know, I'm gonna glue that down a little bit better. Alright, so now now what I'm going to do, kind of press that down in there. I have some bling diamante trim, and I'm going to use it and go all the way down on each spoke like that. Okay, now Scrappin' Happy, she used the bling mesh to do the same thing, but I wanted to use some of my bling trim that I have, and it's beautiful. So we're just going to glue all the way down like that. There we go. And just snip it off. And make sure you've got it. You don't got it wonky. Oh, there we go. Okay. Nothing a little paint won't clean up. There we go. Now you might have to go back, as much as you're handling this, I would suggest you might have to go back in with some of your silver paint and a paintbrush and just touch up areas that you feel need a touch up, which is something I'm going to do because I like clean finished edges on everything. So there we go. We're going to go on down. I would do this in sections so that it would be easier to place, just like that. I seriously need to get a different glue gun. Okay, I'm going to snip it right there. There we go. 2 down and 2 more to go. Don't you love how they, when you order this, they send it to you in a blob like this, and then you have to spend 20 minutes untangling it. You gotta love shipping. Yep. Also, I'm going to do a tutorial on the other crown that she created, so that will be another video. I just absolutely had to make these. When you find something that's inspiring, such as her project, you know, you get excited. You're like, ooh, I gotta try this. And that's the way I do. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this. So, and then we're just going to snip it right there. Okay, and we got one more. I mean, look at this. Look how it's coming out. Isn't it beautiful? You know, just want to kind of mess with it and get it to stand. Oops. Alright. Gotta put some bling mesh right here. I mean bling trim. Right down there. Alright. We're going to go all the way down. Ooh. there we go. Awesome. So now what you want to do is just kind of fix your loops. Give them some oomph there. See how beautiful? Okay. Alright, now what I want to do is I'm going to add some bling. And I want to come up with a filigree to go at the top there. I have this real pretty crystal ball that I think I'm going to use. See? I think I'm going to use it at the top. But I want to put some bling. I think I'm going to use 4 little ones on the bottom. And then I want to use, I think I might use 4 or 5 big ones on the bottom here. With a touch of pearl. Yeah. This is my bling stash that I keep, that I want to use. Alright. So, now on the top here, in between the loops, I am going to put a small bling like that. Now this is in between the loops so that everybody can see them. Okay. Just like that. Alright. And then as you go, you know, you want to make sure you keep your loops, because you're handling it a lot, so make sure you keep your loops very well in shape. Okay, now what this bling does is I think it adds weight to the piece, so which is awesome. So that leaves it to stand up a lot better. Okay, we're gonna put, I'll tell you what, I think I'm gonna there we go. I have to break the shank off of these. This was a sample that I was given, and they sent me ones with shanks on it, and I said, I don't want shanks on it, so I have to take the shanks off. Okay, so again, you're going to do it in between the loops. So, oh, need another glue stick. Arrow, what are you doing? You getting into everything. If y'all seen my videos on him, he is like a 2-year-old. He's worse than a 2-year-old. I have to pull ribbon out of his mouth. I have to make sure he's not eating something he ain't supposed to be eating. He gets into stuff. He got my feather wing the other day. I got to video that up, and he wouldn't let me have it. He's like, no, 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 no. You ain't getting this one. Still fixing on it like that. Okay, one more. Let me put the shank on here. Get that off. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry this video is so long, but I wanted to show you every step that I took so that you can make your own crown. Oh my gosh, is that not beautiful or what? Look at that. Isn't it stunning? Okay, last but not least, we're going to put the little filigree at the top. We're just going to glue it in like so. I'm going to press it in like that. Be patient and gentle. Oh! You don't want things wonky. And see what that's going to do, that's going to help weigh down your spokes and keep it shaped like that. Isn't that beautiful? I think it turned out fabulous. Not bad for my first try. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Okay, so this is a tutorial on how to make this type of crown. Again, just go back through and clean up any glue that you see and take, I'm going to go back through with some silver paint and touch up some areas and stuff. And be sure to check the end of the video for pictures of my crown, and also follow the link to Scrappin' Happy XO to her video of her crown, and they're all just simply stunning. I will be doing the other crown that she has presented, the smaller one, and this is the more elaborate one, and so there you go. That, my friends, is how you make a beautiful queen's crown. And these can be put on headbands or little bases for your hair to clip in your hair and have your own crown. And this was made out of Christmas paper roll. There we go. Christmas paper roll. So, alright ladies, thank you. Until next time, bye-bye.